Welcome to my daily podcast. I'm Pastor Mike. I'm talking this week about the events of Holy Week, and today we're looking at what Jesus did on the Tuesday. Now the theme here today is authority, and we read this in Mark 12. They arrived again in Jerusalem, and while Jesus was walking in the temple courts, the chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the elders came to him. "By what authority are you doing these things?" they asked. "And who gave you authority to do this?" And Jesus replied, "I ask you one question. Answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I am doing these things. John's baptism, was it from heaven or of human origin? Tell me." They discussed it among themselves and said, "If we say from heaven, he will ask them, 'Why didn't you believe him?' But if we say of human origin," they feared the people, for everyone held that John really was a prophet. So they answered Jesus, "We don't know." Jesus said, "Neither will I tell you by what authority I'm doing these things." Genius, wasn't it? The Tuesday was a teaching day as Jesus conveys the parable of the vineyard, the parable of the wedding banquet, and is also teaching on paying taxes, the rebuke of the Sadducees who deny the resurrection, and then prophecy about the destruction of Jerusalem, which of course took place, as Jesus said, 40 years later. In Matthew 7 verse 28 we read, "The crowds were amazed at his teaching because he taught as one who had authority and not as the teachers of the law." The teachers of the law, they recognized that he spoke with authority and that he made them feel deficient. So they tried to trap Jesus by asking him, "By what authority are you doing these things?" And they asked, "And who gave you the authority to do this?" The fact is this: Jesus had the authority as he was God. They had assumed authority because of their positions, but because they acted without compassion, it nullified their authority. If we are a follower of Jesus today, we've been given the authority of Christ. But this authority must be exercised out of a heart that's submitted to God and a life lived in integrity and faith. Jesus says in Luke 10:19, "I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions, to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you." Now, obviously, we mustn't be foolish about this and deliberately pick up poisonous snakes, assuming that they won't bite us. I mean, just because Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into the fiery furnace and God prevented them from being harmed in the flames, doesn't mean that we should deliberately and foolishly put our hands in a fire or in an oven. But we do have authority to pray, to command, to speak things into being. The thought or question for today is this: are we using the authority of Christ to overcome all the power of the enemy? And if not, why not? God bless you. Thank you for watching.